stress. I want you try surviving on the public face, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They done drive love fear with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clout. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Barretons too. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. We seem to be having a bit of technical difficulties, but nevertheless, we're here. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Over to You, a program for the people, by the people, in holding out and waiting for us to go live. Thank you very much. Please go ahead, share the link, like the program, share the link, like the program. Good evening, Beatrice Selby, welcome to the program. Yvonne Rodriguez, Imelda Williams, welcome. Sharon Griffith, welcome. Miss Vash. Yes, welcome back. We're having a lot of internet interruption. Well, all right. Okay, there's a lot going on.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fear with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Baratons too, cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Fed up on the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US and they're telling me super salary. I done fed up on the unemployment racism and the lie they say one Guyana. Cause when you look with the oil money going, circulate with one set of banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up.
Persons can do so peacefully, and they can, but blocking the road for hours is something that
Mr. Ali, I saw you blocking road. Yes, Mr. Ali.
I'm just telling
Mr.
you.
Ali, there are videos with you protesting, you being a scrape and a tug. Mr. Ali, this is not, listen, sometimes we gotta put our position aside.
No, this is not position.
No, we gotta put our position aside and place ourselves into people's shoes. You gotta understand, even those persons who were traveling, yes, they were inconvenienced, but they understood the reason. They understood the reason. We understand the inconvenience.
That's what the police do. The police guilty. The police guilty. The police guilty. The police guilty. Are you guilty, man? Are you doing this, man? Are you doing this? Are you doing it? Are you fucking doing it, man? Are you doing this? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Are you doing it?
Good evening again, guys. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to give the roll call at the end, okay, because we're having some technical difficulties. But nevertheless, we need to get the message across, okay? Like I was saying before, we was cut off, okay, that, I thought that the elections would be pushing back because Parliament has not been prorogued, but the elections is September 1st. whether there is biometrics or not. We know that there's not going to be that, right? Look at the window that we're talking about here, right? So all the fight, right? All the fight we fight, I wouldn't say for nothing, because if we didn't fight, right, the PPP would just continue to do more and more. Not to say that they're not continuing to push the envelope. I mean, they're testing us, all right? But hey, we got to be steadfast, right? We know that in this whole matter, when it comes to Guyana, how the country is being run, how the resources of the country is being managed, we know that we are right and they are totally wrong, because we can see clear as day that there is not equity for all Guyanese. There's not equal distribution of wealth across Guyana, especially from an ethnic perspective. Okay? So we know these things. So September 1st, guys, that's the date that has been set for elections. That's the day that it is going to be on. So you guys could comment. You guys could leave it in the comments. How do you feel? How do you feel in? Tricky. There's going to be tricky metrics. Francine Cruz, there's going to be tricky metrics. Yes, it can be rigging metrics also, but like I said, you know, we have to make sure that we have the right people polling the stations and working the polling places, right? Ain't no time for no herky-jerky. Ain't no time for people to be getting up and say, look, I'm hungry. I didn't have lunch of the day. I didn't have this. I didn't have that. We got to be on our game. There have to be a strong strategic plan in place, and that plan has to be executed 100%. You guys know that you're dealing with thieves and hypocrites. All right, so the minute you leave your back pocket, front pocket, side pocket, low pocket, whichever pocket unprotected, your dinner gone, cat gone with it. Right? It's not that we don't know this. We know it. All right, so it comes down to execution. Scrutineers, I hope they're already being trained. I hope that they are well vetted. All right, these are things that we have talked about months ago. And this is not to say to blame anybody, but I'm saying that we spoke about this. So there should be no hiccups, right? We spoke about this, right? It's all about execution. It all comes down to execution. It all comes down to vetting and having the right people in place. This, our country is at a crossroads. Guyana is at a crossroads. This is the most critical elections right here. All right, the PPP has sat there for 5 years. Managing what? Lots of revenue that has never touched Guyana before. Do I see a change in the normal day-to-day life of the normal man and woman on the ground in Guyana? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Then you got Attorney General talking about people of Guyana living their best life. Half of you guys in the diaspora who is able to help them and support them, you know, pinch and punch and give to them. Not that we, all of us in the diaspora, is not also dealing with our challenges. We are dealing with our challenges also. But we so love our home country, and we so love our brothers and sisters that we push into our pocket and we assist them in maintaining, you know, their homes, sending their children to school, amongst other things. You know, people always talk about, you know, people giving and people being generous. Hey, there is so much things that we do, and we just keep our lips sealed. We don't say anything about it. Okay? I can speak for myself. I do a whole lot. I do a whole lot, and I wouldn't even say a word. So not because you see some people out there being philanthropists and all that, you go crazy. You know, there's a lot of those. There's a lot of us that donate. And donate big too. And we keep our mouths shut. All right? So, again, and yes, I see Beatrice Selby. Thank you so much. And to all my brothers out there, all my brothers that are fathers, tomorrow is our day. Tomorrow is our day. All right? And let's make it count. We have to make it count. All right? To this young man, Brian Young. Brother, happy Father's Day to you, man. All the love in the world to you, man. All right? This Father's Day is going to be different from any other you've ever had. And it's going to be different from any other one going forward. Because, brother, you are celebrating this Father's Day knowing full and well that you have lost something very, very precious in your life. You have lost a part of yourself. And nothing hurts more than that. I cannot speak to that hurt. You know, but our CEO here, he can speak to that. Because he has also lost a son at 8 years old. I cannot comprehend the feeling of these people. I cannot. You know, but brother, look, it's Father's Day. And I say, lift your head up and do the best that you can tomorrow. We are all here with you. We are continuing to walk beside you as you and your family seeks justice for your daughter and by extension, our daughter, young Adriana Young. I say it again, young Adriana Young, because I'm going to say her name, like I said, as long as I can say it. This is so tragic. This has really touched me. And so many other of us out there, all of us on this broadcast, to accept Father's Day wish, my brother. And then to all my other brothers that are here, man, happy Father's Day to you. Make sure that you do something really good for yourself. You know, acknowledge yourself as many will acknowledge you. You can take your right hand and put it over your shoulder and give yourself a tap on the back. Okay? Being a father is not easy. It is very challenging. All right? There's a lot of responsibilities that come along with that role. Okay? We call the fathers the king of the home. But while I say this proudly, I want to say also, it's Father's Day. Many thanks to the women that stand behind us. Because yes, men do cry. Men do feel pain. Okay? And it is the woman that brings him comfort. All right? It's that woman and the Almighty that brings comfort to men. So, guys, please enjoy your Father's Day. All right. I know many might say, we ain't enough with that speech. Let's get on to politics. But I needed to take that time, you know, just to recognize the fathers. All right. Palm Halls, it's time the PPP get kicked out of office. Let's do it, guys. Absolutely. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Now look at look in the political realm right now. What do you see? We are addressing the side of the opposition. I'm going to get to the PPP just now. We are addressing the side of the opposition. Look in to the political realm of the opposition. You see the PNC. You see the WPA. And by extension, APNU, right? When they come together. You have the AFC. You have VPAC. Timona Brooms have our party. You have the People's Movement, which is kind of like intertwined with VPAC there with Apostle Nigel Eliakim. I saw a big picture and I saw attorney at law Timothy Jonas there. So I'm figuring that he's in the VPAC thing or he's having something to do with that. So we are seeing a melting pot being created here. And I know a lot of times we come with that opinion, enough with these small parties. And yes, small parties has done some damage because ANOG has done some damage. ANOG got into parliament and was very one-dimensional with the way they vote, the way they voted. And that hurt the Guyanese people tremendously. But when I look at these small parties here, I'm going to be honest, and I hope they don't disappoint me. I don't see ANOG. I don't see ANOG. I see a different dispensation when it comes to small parties. And if they do align the way that I am looking for them to align, okay? If they do align the way that I am looking for them to align, for the normal people of Guyana, you guys are going to end up in a very good position. All right? Because you're not going to just be looking at two large parties. You're going to be looking at two large parties that are being immensely challenged. And that's what you need. When you want people to work, challenge them with an external or internal threat. Okay? Let them have to work to hold their position. That's what we want. Because that is one of the things that we have been preaching on this program. To have member of parliament, ministers, and all high-level officials executing and doing their work on behalf of the people. There have been a lack thereof of that. So I believe that these new parties, these small parties, is creating a challenge for the larger parties because they're asking the pertinent questions. And that is what I want. Nigel London is somebody I really like. You know why I like him? One of the number one reasons. Well, he's a man of God. The second reason, he's not going to sit in parliament and watch people demoralize the Guyanese people. He is going to hold a moral standard. He is going to hold every parliamentary member accountable. He is going to bell the cat, like I say it here, like we say it here on Ben Chop Radio. And that is what I want. Somebody needs to bell the cat. It needs to be a different, it doesn't need to be, brothers and sisters, politics as usual. Politics as usual have not worked for us. Don't look at US politics. Don't look at politics in London. Look, Guyana, brothers and sisters, is unique. We're not a dunce people. We're brilliant people. Sometimes we act like if we're dunce. We sit in our own country and allow other people to walk into our country and dictate terms. The external forces is in our democracy. They are in the middle of our democracy, destroying it from inside out. And that is what we need to stop. That is exactly what we need to stop. We are not saying that we are not willing to engage external dignitaries and leaders. Absolutely we are. How can we not? How do we want to be effective in the global economy and playing and dibbling and dabbling with other countries' trade, amongst other things, attracting investors and these kind of things? Of course we have to engage. But when we engage, we must not be dictated to. We must not have weak leaders that people can come and say, hey, I have all of this on you, a whole laundry load of things on you. You're going to do this, or we're going to indict you or impose sanctions upon you. That is what we don't want. That is why, and many have gotten a little upset with me, right? That is why I am saying that anybody who is going to be the next president of Guyana, from all leaders, we need to vet them inside out. When we present, we need to present top class. That's why I say the things you do today determine your tomorrow. The things you do today determine your tomorrow. Don't pack up your suitcase with nonsense. When we go to empty it out and vet you, is a whole load of crimes amongst other things. Carry yourself with some measure of dignity. Have a moral compass. Okay? Have a moral compass. And you'll be fine. But you can't want to do all the wrong in the world. And then all of a sudden you get up and you get an epiphany. Oh, I believe that I can fit in here and I can be president of Guyana. Well, I beg to differ. That's not the way it works. All right? And all candidates, I'm calling on them to come clean with the people. They're not going to dump you in the garbage. They're going to see you, as being truthful. Even if in the past you weren't truthful. Here's an opportunity to come forward and be truthful. I don't believe that you're going to lose much following. I believe you're going to gain a few feathers in the cap, actually, for coming forward. And for some leaders, I believe that they will have some of the people implicated with what they can put on the table with regards to the PPP. You guys want Wayne C's opinion? I honestly believe that this election here in 2025 should be a fight between all the opposition parties, and that's it. There shouldn't be no challenge from anybody in the PPP. Every single one of them should be in jail. All of them. All of them. Everybody. But the lenses that we're looking through today, something is wrong with it. That these things can be allowed. And that's what I talk about, having external people dictating how your country is going to run. Okay? Most of the times you find when these things occur, there is no equity for the normal man and woman in that country. None. It is loaded with corruption. Then from the top, these large economies, you get this information coming down. Democracy. Democracy or convenient democracy? Democracy or convenient democracy? I beg to differ. I beg to differ. In Guyana, the people of Guyana is dealing with an autocratic government. I challenge anybody who wants to call Guyana a democracy. Or the democratic framework is there. If you ask me that, I'll tell you absolutely 100% I agree with you. You want to call Guyana democracy, where the lead party doesn't even engage the opposition? You want to call Guyana a democracy where the lead party is not engaged in the opposition only on border issues. Come on, guys. Get out of here. Don't bring that nonsense to the Guyanese people. Do not bring that nonsense to the Guyanese people. Okay? We are not adhering to that. All right. Let's move forward here. So, yes, the small parties present a major challenge to the larger parties. Would I like to see all of them come under one umbrella? Absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to see that. Do I believe that it is possible within this last 2.5 months? Yes, I do. Because if you guys recall, I would have said that I am of strong belief that the AFC and the APNU is going to come back to the table for talks. They're back. I've done my analysis, guys. And for what it's worth, my analysis tells me if the AFC goes alone, 2 seats is the most. 2 seats is the most. That means that they could even drop below 2 seats. Now, let's think mathematically. You're coming into a coalition and you was walking into 30%. 30% automatically give you more than 2 seats. So what do you guys, tell me, help me in the comments. You guys are very, very brilliant. What do you guys think? Going on your own, where there's a chance that you might only get 1 seat. You know, I said 2, right? There's no way the AFC goes alone and come out with 4 seats. And there's not knocking the AFC. We all got to remember, let's track back with history. A lot of the Guyanese people believe that it's the AFC that have us in the situation that we're in today with Charing Das Prasad. So if the AFC wants to be relevant, and this is something I said a long time ago, and Sharon Duncan came back with it again. Agree, coalesce, get into power, get your ministries, excel, stay on the ground with the people, rebuild your party. Sharon Duncan, 100% correct, 100 stars to you, sir. That's what you need to do. You ain't coming in with a clean slate. And I am surprised that the powers to be didn't think of this before they put us through. All this time could have been spent campaigning. All the time with this nonsense could have been spent campaigning. There is work to be done. Nobody shouldn't be dragging themselves into bed at 9 o'clock. No. And all those leaders should be soliciting talk shows, soliciting these Facebook programs, and be trying to get on to speak to the people. Send an MP, send somebody. This is campaign time. This is election time. This 2.5 months is make it or break it. And more so, party leaders. It's not about you. It's about the Guyanese people that have, that have went through so much. The 53% that's in poverty. A 24% matriculation rate. The inability of the children sometimes to learn in school because they are hungry. I experienced a part of the presidency of Lyndon Forbes Burnham and the ending part, and then, you had Hoyt and so on and so forth. I never went hungry, man. I never went hungry. We weren't rich. My father's family, maybe. But outside of that, we weren't rich. Right? Brothers and sisters, just get a feeling how it feels to go to school and to be on empty stomach. Or go to school and you get a school lunch that is so unnutritional. But then you're asked to learn so much. And you're asked to execute for common entrance and these type of things. Think about being a high school child. Okay? And parents, your parents, their expenses are overwhelming their income. What you are facing. Think about what so many parents have to pay every month for rent. To buy a home in Guyana, when you want to buy a home in Guyana these days, you paying US prices. You know, I say this, man, that those type of things could only happen under the PPP. The PPP is just a massive illegal business enterprise. That's what it is. Whatever is done, they never lose. They always rip off the other side. You know? How can people actually, come on, honestly, how can you guys vote for the PPP? What vision is the PPP showing you that they have for the normal man and woman in Guyana? What? Your young 20-something-year-old walking along the road with an AR-15 rifle, going and shoot up somebody down the roadhouse? Young Adriana, young family taking her to a hotel where they have a swimming pool to access and use the pool. And right on that premises, she disappear and end up. The heck with drowning. Murdered. She was murdered on that premises. What are we talking about? What are we really talking about? What is it about the PPP that should attract Guyanese to want to vote for them? Receiving $100,000 cash grant and you were being told to create generational wealth with that? I urge you guys, please. I'm not a biased person, you know. I have to lean towards the side of the opposition, though. Because when I look at the body of work from the PPP, it's not bad. It is grossly atrocious. It is grossly atrocious. They have no respect for you as citizens. The Guyana police force is just beat up on the citizens. The citizens are your clients. Without the citizens, there's no need for a police force. They are your clients. Are you not going to treat them with some measure of dignity and respect? They pay taxes. They pay your salaries. They provide the gun that's on your hip, the baton that's on the other side, your uniform, and a way for you to make a living to take care of your family in essence. And you beat them. Look at those young guys that the police was putting in that truck and how they was beating away on them with the baton. Why? They are so young. That's a traumatizing experience. They are so young. And the PPP supporters, this is acceptable to them. They continue to attack the young family. Wait. Actually, you guys want to sit down after all of this and call yourself human beings? That's what you guys want to sit down and call yourselves? My Lord, no decorum whatsoever, none. And you know what? That starts with Barra Jagdeo, man. Everything starts with Barra Jagdeo and ends with Barra Jagdeo. Everything. Because with the whole murder of Adriana Young and everything, that guy played it off. He had press conference. He never once spoke anything on her. I think he said one thing, the police have to come clean one time, and that was it. A moment of silence was requested by the opposition in parliament. Mansour Nadir denied it. Mansour Nadir, I would never even call you Mr. Mansour Nadir. I wouldn't even call you sir. Nah, not from me. You guys don't get that from me. You guys don't get that from me. I mean, the opposition just asked you for a minute of silence. That would have been very respectful, Mansour Nadir. But you see, people like you and Charon Dodd, the way he handled that. Listen, I told you guys already, I'm not biased. I don't play around. The way Charon Das Prasad handled that Indian woman in India, you know something, man? This world has changed. It's changed. It's changed in some ways that it shouldn't be. It shouldn't change. It has changed, and Guyana has changed in some ways that it shouldn't have changed in. Because in the older times, they would have mopped the floor with you. They would have mopped the floor with you. All right? That's real men. Everybody today, they hide behind their guns. All right? Barra Jagdeo, you guys got to walk behind guns all the time. You guys ain't ashamed? Are you guys not ashamed of yourself? And you walk behind guns. You know why? Because of what you have done to the people that you was placed there to manage their country. You understand me? And to handle their internal and external business. You guys go and you guys swore and taken an oath. And then when you're done, you trample on whichever book it is that you swear before. We're not going to play around this afternoon. We're not going to play around this afternoon. Guyanese have got to stop being blinded. We talk about defections. We talk about defections. I tell you something. When you get two pieces of iron and you bend them, or you're trying to bend them, and one is strong and one is weak. All defections represent guys are people who are weak. That is all. People who are weak. The people who defected from the PNC, they did not see a better vision on the other side. But what they saw ways that they can possibly enrich themselves. And brothers and sisters, I wanted to get to this point because that is the thing that we need to change about our politics in Guyana. And you know, many people are of the belief that, oh, come on, don't talk about that. You can't change that. Or they go, oh, wishful thinking. Who makes the changes? The people does. The people does. If the people get up tomorrow morning and decide that they want to shut Guyana down, they will. What are we talking about? What are we talking? Nothing is wishful thinking. Everything is in the hands of the people. If the election goes by, there's no biometrics, there's no new voters list, and the people feel like if they're disenfranchised, they shut the country down. That's their democratic right. Because it appears as if it's anybody's democratic right to treat the Guyanese people however they want to treat them. So let's start moving about making things a bit even here. Nobody can ups me or tell me that I just said anything wrong. I said nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. You guys think when you guys are up in government, okay, we are up in government, we are human beings, but the people, they're animals and you treat them as such? Absolutely not. I see some people in chats, and these are people of African descent. Oh, my VP. Weak, guys. Weak. What binoculars are you guys looking through? Weak. Weak and selfish. Have you guys not watched this program to see your VP posing up with Phantom Squad murderer Mark Kazurki and others? Your VP? Your murderer. Your murderer. Your dictator. Please, don't play around with me. Don't come with that nonsense. Your VP. You take him right there. That's what you're right. Your VP. That's going to be your VP. Come September 1st, people of Guyana, y'all stop this one-man show. All right? Don't let when one man go and lay down in his bed, whatever come to his brain dictates how an entire country is run. We got to stop that. I am asking every Guyanese to become an independent thinker. Think independently. Speak independently. Tomorrow's Father's Day. Tomorrow is Sunday. Whatever your circumstances are, I ask families, if you didn't do breakfast, do dinner. Sit at the table. Have these pertinent conversations. Don't go through life, brothers and sisters, without engaging your children. And then when an accident or something occurs where they make a mistake out there and something happens that is tragic, then you're bawling because you didn't spend time. You did not educate child. Okay? I understand that many parents have to work. Some of them work a job and a half and do all these things just to get ends meet, to be able for their family. But they got a saying, if time is not there, you got to make it. These things are critical, man. Right? I like to take things from the root, man. I like to take things from the root because, again, I'm piggybacking from last weekend when someone said, a few people said that Comrade Norton is not attractive as a presidential candidate because the young people don't know him. A whole lot of that is upon the parent. Okay? And the households. Don't have your children astray. Don't have your children astray. Especially your boy children. They just handing around guns and guns and guns and guns all around. It is spoiling, it is damaging the fabric of Guyana and what it once stood for. We have to stop that. You know, yesterday, it was the, I believe, 45th anniversary of the death of Dr. Walter Rodney. And whenever I think of him, I always, the thought process, I always process What if this great man was not assassinated and had lived, or however he died, the bombing, whatever, and would have lived? I can promise you one thing. The Cooperative Republic of Guyana would not look like it looks today. The people of Guyana would not have been facing what they are facing today. We would have never had 53% of all people in poverty. These are now words that are easily used, man. But when you put a set of incompetent, dunce people in place to manage your country and manage your wealth, that when somebody asks the VP, can you tell us a little bit on oil and gas? The man turn and say, you gotta ask Vic. Vic. You know what you're talking about there? You talking about the source that generates the most revenue in Ghana by far. Every loan they take out now is oil-based. It's based on future oil. And we keep locking out all the time of a country, you know. Remember they project, right? Remember their projection is about 10% GDP growth for this year. And my projection is 18 point something going on 19. With this war between Iran and Israel right now, okay, it's going to go my way. Even if it wasn't the war, it wasn't going their way. Because we're still up there around 18% now. We might end up somewhere 24%. I don't know. Time will tell. There's still 6.5 more months left in the year. But it just shows you, Guyanese, how passive this government is when it comes to your wealth. You understand me? When it comes to taking care of the business of Guyana. We as a people, we have to be more potent. All right? We cannot be subdued by a guy coming out on Thursdays and shuffling some papers, and he's not giving you detail. He's just speaking high level. No, I like details. I like details. Barjagyo, you can't speak high level with me, especially when it comes to finances. Okay? Because you guys did a whole bundle of nonsense. Don't let me bring up that Barbies Bridge that you put at the mouth of the river. Instead of maybe at Stanley Town where the river comes in much closer. The bridge would be much safer. It's a floating bridge. If the ocean decide to really behave bad, that thing gone out to the ocean. How smart could you be? We got to get serious. We got to get serious, man. This is election time. Again, I'm calling for these over-the-fence conversations. Meet, greet your neighbors, talk to them, discuss stuff. Barjagyo was in Linden. Barjagyo was in Linden. Nigel used Aubrey Norton. And especially since he's now presidential candidate, Azudin Mohammed. You especially Azudin Mohammed. Can you go visit Annandale? Can you go visit Monrepo? Lusitnan? Can you go visit the predominantly East Indian villages, please? Because when y'all are not visiting those villages, it don't look good. It looked like if the PPP could go anywhere and y'all could only go to the selected villages. We don't necessarily need Azudin Mohammed in Victoria and Pleasance. Go to Better Hope. Go to Laban Intention. We got to get serious. This is campaign time. Walking into Pleasance and walking into Buxton, these are places that you're already familiar with. Golden Grove and those places, not good enough. Y'all split this thing up. As within, Comrade Norton could sell, all right, we gonna take Luziknan, blah, blah, blah. Comrade Hughes, VPAC members could take a couple other villages. Let's go. Let's spread this thing out. Let's start getting some collusion on the part of the opposition. Unfortunately, the United States, I call on everybody to form a coalition here in the United States. And we could all jump on planes and march down to Guyana. For show of strength, who Guyana really belongs to. Because, look, we have to get serious. We cannot just sit down and posture this way. We are being trampled upon. And when you speak the way I speak, to deter me, people just come to me, oh, Wayne, I love the way you do things. I love the way this, I love the way that. And then they turn at the end and they say, you know what they say? You can't go back home to Guyana. Well, I'm assuring everybody here that I'm going to go back home to Guyana. I'm going to go back home to Guyana. I know Guyana is a nation of 6 ethnic groups. I didn't know Guyana was an Indo nation where Indo government can tell me I can't come to the country that I was born from. Who gave them that right? Never that. Never. Then if that's the case, you guys can't come here. You guys can't come where I live. I'm telling you there's going to be a problem. And anytime I touch down in Guyana, there's nothing that none of you can do. You know, you guys hide behind some big guns and expect that that's going to scare people. And you guys that carry those guns, don't you guys got any conscience to understand what you're doing? You know what you're doing? Let's get touchy. Most of you guys are African Guyanese. You guys know what you're doing to your own ethnic group? Man, some of you are so dunce, man, it's beyond me. It is surely beyond me. Y'all continue touching the people, and they shall touch your families. I promise you that. The people will touch up your families. You guys need to stop. You guys need to stop. The PPP needs to stop, and they need to stop now. Baby Skello, tossed into jail, remanded. You remanded a man for singing a song that, you know, touches a few people from a religious perspective, or sing something about a religious God. You got, look, we could look at Imran. I'll deal with Imran just now. But there's a lot of Indo-Guyanese that have been known for calling Afro-Guyanese monkeys. So let's ask the question. What does Lord Hanuman looks like? Look. What does Lord Hanuman looks like? What it looks like? We got to stop. And we got to stop being biased. Judy Lachman, shame on you. You're a disgrace to the judicial system in Guyana. You really telling me that you have that young man stood in front of you and you remanded him to prison? I'd have given him the hardest slap and said, look, that's not acceptable in this society. We don't want this type of stuff. And we ask that you desist from it immediately. Now I look forward to an open apology from you to the people that you would have offended. You remanded him to prison. You guys are crazy. And you guys call this a democratic government? I scream foul. You You guys call the PPP a democratic government. You guys ain't ashamed of yourselves? And then Priyamani Chan and says Gunraj, come out. This is excessive. This is wrong. Hey, I'm onto your game. Both of you guys get back in your holes, man. Get right back in your holes. Don't come out. We don't want that. You can't persecute and then come out to defend too. You want to have your cake in your hand and eat it, and then when you don't eat it, you still want to have it in your hand. Get out of here. We're not listening to that anymore. I'm telling you guys, you're dealing with a different dispensation from the opposition perspective. The activists that are outside, the hosts of these shows now, we are not playing. You're dealing with a different dispensation that you've never seen before. You could go digging how much you want. There's nothing to find. Judy Latchman, shame on you. Shame on you. New government in place. Please pull all of Judy Latchman cases. We need to make sure that there are not people behind bars who should not be behind bars. You know something? This government that is coming in, because there will be a new government. There have to be a new government in Guyana. This can't continue, period. This can't continue, period. So all those who are in there trying to maneuver themselves to make sure that their investors got the right earnings for a share and everything off of the blood of the Guyanese people, y'all need to repivot. Y'all need to start back looking at y'all strategy. And y'all strategy must include a measure that brings equity to the people of the country that you're pulling all your wealth from. What a one-sided world. And people want to sit down from their high thrones and shout democracy. This world is loaded with hypocrites. It is loaded with them. And then people just want to come and say, oh, you don't speak to leaders. Leader? Who? Who leader? Who leader? Y'all better be careful who you guys choosing as leaders. You better be careful who you guys choosing as leaders. Better make sure that they have a moral compass, a proper economic compass. You guys think when you choose a leader, you want to choose one that is wealthy? You think, all right, you have a poor leader, you got a wealthy leader. Who you think understand the cries of the people on the ground better? Look, not because somebody's wealthy. And it depends on how the person earned their wealth also. That is to be considered. Not because somebody is wealthy, you think they're going to go into government and you're going to be looking up in the air and $1,000 and $5,000 bills are going to be falling into your hands. That's not how it works. I want to peep you guys' comments. I've been talking all the time. I want to see what you guys are saying. It's going to be hard. You guys have a lot of comments here. Darcy, the real one. 70%, 30% split and work from there. Oh my God, Darcy, you know something? I am wishing and hoping that it's 70-30 and that it don't change to 75-25, because all these small parties are starting to play, small parties starting to play heavy. All right? They playing real basketball. Not no street corner basketball. They're playing real basketball. The AFC has nothing to bring to the table, yes. And we cannot trust the AFC. Never ever again. Huh? Miss Rhonda Lane. Well, hey, she have a right to her opinion. She was out there in the hot sun for 3+ years. Kudos to Brother Kidaki Amsterdam also working with her to start this whole protest action in front of GCOM. Many would have think that protest action was for nothing, was in vain, because we never got the new voters list. We never got biometrics. Well, I say this. Time will tell. Because if the Guyanese people don't agree with the outcome of this upcoming elections, all right, nobody can make an excuse that the people, because when Rhonda Lane and her little entourage was out in front of GCOM, they represented the people of Guyana. All right. So kudos to you, Miss Rhonda Lane. I just love you. I love the work you do. You know, you just bring so much to the table. You know, I thank you for that. And I thank the many others and all of you on this program. You've all been doing your work, contributing. You show up every Saturday. We have these discussions. These are pertinent discussions relating to our country. We get into the nitty-gritty on this program. We talk about every single thing from the household right up through government. And that is what is needed. We don't need to come out and do personal attacks on anybody. We don't do it here. Any attacks on anyone, an issue have to lead us to that person. Now, if an issue leads us to you, then too bad. Too bad. All I can say is don't have an issue lead us to you. Do what is right. Do what is morally right. Ladies and gentlemen, we do not have to follow the trajectory of the United States or any other country. Guyana is unique in its own way. We should be the ones to shape our country. Okay? We. And I'm talking to all the leaders, because you guys seem to like to take instructions from external forces rather than taking instructions from your own people. Make yourself accessible to your people. They are the ones that would have put you there. Make yourself accessible to them. And many of you who are being paid, even more so. What do you think you're getting paid for? Now, Geeta Chand and Edmund, we were rating, myself and Mark, we had a program way back when we were rating MPs and giving them grades. And I gave Geeta a very high grade because I thought she had potential. Like I said before, guys, I'm very unbiased. But I am disappointed in what Geeta did. You didn't just decide that you wanted to skip ranks. Okay? You already had this plan. Why did you sit there and collect this salary all the time doing absolutely nothing? Because you could not have been doing anything favorable to the PNC. If all the time at the top of your brain, you had it that you would defect. You sat in meetings. You know the strategy of the party. Now, all the PNC strategy and everything, except for the very, very private ones that probably very internal and not out there yet, which would have to be new strategic plans. All of them are now available to the PPP. How fair you guys feel? Just tell me, how you guys feel about that? So it shows me that the PPP apparatus has infiltrated the apparatus of the opposition. And they can do so. Because when you're controlling the billions of dollars in Guyana that you could even have $1 trillion budget 3 years in a row. It tells me from a financial perspective that you can lower anybody who is unethical, who has no moral values whatsoever. Because PPP, it doesn't matter what, you guys could throw the world at me. Like I said, I came here into this world with my integrity, and I'm going to leave with all of it intact. Right? When I come here on Saturday and I work for the Guyanese people, I am here to work for the Guyanese people, not to work for something. I am here to work for the betterment of our youths, create a brighter future for them. The PPP don't have no vision for them. The PPP don't have a plan to protect Guyana's borders. The PPP don't have a plan to give better wages to our. It was not broadcast, but a young soldier was badly burned when they both would have exploded. I've seen it. Oh, I don't know if anybody has seen it. Please drop it in the comments if you guys have seen it. When they both would have exploded. And I would have heard through the grapevines that a soldier was hurt. All I'm going to say to the government is make sure that you all take care of him. Make sure that you guys take care of him and present details to the public, please. That's all I'm going to ask you. Nothing more at this point. I would have asked for debates. We're coming up on time. I would have asked for debates. I would have asked for debates. And I saw a statement from Barrett Jagdeo. A statement that says Barrett Jagdeo is afraid of a public debate with the opposition leader. Jagdeo and Anil are afraid of a public debate with Dr. Vincent Adams. Jagdeo shuns opposition request for debate with himself and President Ali. He says, listen, ladies and gentlemen, he says that the opposition is looking for relevance. I beg to differ. Now let's get into this. Propaganda must not win elections. Let's get out there. Let's debate. Answer the questions in front of the people. Let's get out there and have national debates on national television where we are all covering it. We're going to bring it to you right here and provide our analysis and everything. Let's do that. That's how democracy runs. It doesn't run with a dictatorship government who have their hands in all the revenue of the country, who is controlling all the ministries, who is controlling all the economic infrastructure in the country, navigating themselves, dodging themselves, you understand me, dodging the people, putting out propaganda out there, luring the people to vote them back in, and then when the people vote them back in, back to square one again. We need to change our approach, ladies and gentlemen. We need to change our approach. Again, I saw somebody wrote, I was watching and I see somebody wrote that Barrett Jagdeo is what? He is a master politician. Where? Where? Master politician in whose eyes? You see, Guyanese, people can write and say these things. You know why? That man has lured you guys to sleep so many times. 23 years, will you guys get a stadium? In 23 years, the least you could have done is fix GPL and GWI. Even if you had done that, All you guys get is a stadium and a flimsy Borbies Bridge. That is built very similar to the Demerara Harbor Bridge that was built on the LFS. Oh, by the way, LFS, the quote-unquote, who many of the PPP call racist, that built the Demerara Bridge, that Guyanese of East Indian descent mostly can bring their produce to market. Ooh, what a racist. What a racist. Okay? All right. So, look, man. You know, it is funny how the PPP operates. And the only way that they can be successful, the way they operate, is to have an uneducated electorate. Hence the reason I was calling all the time for the MPs to get on the ground, edify the people, empower the people. Remind them of their rights, their democratic rights. You know, simple things. You know, but we want to get up. Everybody wants to fight for leadership. Everybody. And then when people get in, they jump there and they stick a comment. You've even seen ex-MPs. Everybody sticking a comment. Oh, we need to come together. No. No. Don't come with that. All of you get up on a stage. All of you get up, make a statement. The Guyanese people don't want statements coming from all over the place. All of you get up there and make a joint statement to come together and we support our leader. Enough of the nonsense. Enough of the nonsense. The bilge that come out of some of your mouths, you know, it doesn't impress me. It does not impress me. Come clean. The Guyanese people don't have to be obligated to you. Somebody was calling for that the other day too. That MP should be voted for by the people. And not an internal thing where MPs are selected. Maybe that's a good way to go in the future. Because many of you take this job to make it a joke. It's not a joke. And it's not about you. It's about the party and the people that you represent. It's not about you. You're one person. All of you are public servants. When you're a public servant, what does that mean? You serve the public. And you don't serve them for free. And if the pay ain't enough, that's the pay that you agreed to. Take it or leave it. Because you can't ask a race to do nothing. Brothers and sisters, move this country, like it or not, Ghana will move forward. Okay? There is going to be prosperity for the youths in Guyana. All right? There will be some measure of care for our pensioners. When I sit down, guys, this is the honest truth. Because I get passionate and sometimes I can become a real crybaby. And when it's not a good thing. Because it could mean a lot of things. When I think about our pensioners, it hurts my heart and the way they're treated. And the way the government is stingy with increasing their monthly incomes. They have done nothing to mitigate the rise of cost of living. Nothing to temper inflation. What you guys think happened when you give the $100,000 cash grant? Automatically prices went up. You guys have no control over pricing. There is so much to be looked at, brothers and sisters. Look, Guyana needs a complete rebuild. I'm telling you guys right now. It needs a complete rebuild. Guyana needs a presidential candidate, a president, a prime minister, and all the ministers. There must be people who are not willing to sleep too much in the first 5 years of government. If that happens, if that's the case, if they are transparent and is willing to reach out to the pertinent experts to get proper information and insights as to how they should move, all right? If they're able to do that, we'll be in a good space as a country. If they get in there and they've never felt power before and their egos get the better of them, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. We're in serious trouble. All right? We're going to be in trouble. But we never could be in the nature of trouble that we're in today with the PPP. Nobody can be worse than the PPP. Nobody. You can't touch them. They rob you with your eyes wide open. They rob you in bright daylight. They are conscienceless. They don't have a conscience. We got to open our eyes, right? It's election time. You got to be in it to win it. Make sure that you're all registered. And don't go, oh, I register already. No, go and check the rules to make sure that your name is there. Right? You don't want to show up on election day and then there's a problem. You don't want to do that. Do the right thing. Be proactive, not reactive. Be proactive. Make sure you go there. Make sure your name is there. If it's 5 of you come together and decide that this person is going to go and check for all of our names, then whatever it is. But make sure that you have that done. Don't worry with this whole rush thing with the PPP to hand out house lots and all we get. No, look, oh goodness. We had 5 years to do all of this. This is what I'm saying. We had 5 years and $3 trillion budget. Why is it that we now rushing to do house lots and rushing to finish up roads and all these kind of things? Tell me, you guys, I hope that the Guyanese on the ground is really learning here as to what is happening. We're gonna rob you for 4.5 years. And then the last half a year leading up to the elections, we're gonna try to pamper you by taking a stick with a cross and your name on it and planting it in front of a bushy lot and saying, that's yours. When is that going to be developed? In 2039? I'm just asking. Colin Crowell, all of you at Ministry of Housing, shame on you. You're disgraceful. Shame on all of you. You guys know hustling to give people lands. You guys owe so many people money also. I'm talking about the people's monies in the consolidated fund. People who you guys have given land to and decided that, oh, this person have 2 lands, then we need to take back this one. You're taking back the land, Colin Crowell, but you're not refunding the people. You think Guyanese are in a position to buy a piece of land, you take it back from them and you're not refunding them? You guys are crazy or something? Refund the people, Colin Crowell. Refund the people. Stop telling them about their money's in the consolidated fund. Nobody don't care about no consolidated fund. You took their money, right? They paid you for the land. You should not, look, you, first of all, you should not have been allowed to recapture that land, okay, until you had the money into the person's account, right? You guys should have gotten that money into the person's account and then you go ahead and you can reclaim and recapture the land. All right, we're getting down here now to closing time. Quick few words to new government coming in. And to all those who are building at the front of Moko, right, where the PPP would have bulldozed those people, prepare. Because I'm going to hold the new government accountable for removing all of you. Every single one of you. So if you buy it, if you buy anything there, try to get back your money now. This is not a game. We ain't playing games here. New government also, let's go through Praterville, everything. Praterville 1, 2, 3, everything. Make sure that those properties were paid for correctly. All right, let's go back, do some research, do some analysis, get the historical costs, and let's make sure that they are paid for correctly. All right, if they weren't paid for correctly, they need to be paid for. I believe that every minister sitting right now in the PPP should be investigated. every single minister in the PPP should be investigated. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are now coming down to the close. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining. I know we had some technical difficulties to begin. You know, the operator has to close off now, right? So we're not going to get a roll call this week, but next week, I'm going to give you guys a big roll call. Love you, love you, love you guys. Until next weekend, all right? Be safe. All the fathers, enjoy the Father's Day. All the mothers, stand by your husband. Until next weekend, over to you. Good night.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. I have none.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
Persons can do so peacefully, and they can, but blocking the road for hours is something that affects
Mr.
all the
Ali,
citizens.
I saw you block your road. Yes, Mr. Ali.
I'm just telling you.
Mr. Ali, there are videos with
I'm just-
protesting,
ma'am.
you being a scrape and a tug. Mr.
Ma'am.
Ali, this is not, listen, sometimes we gotta put our position aside.
No, this is not
and
position.
we gotta put our position
I'm
aside
not here.
and place ourselves into people's shoes. You got to understand, even those persons who were traveling, yes, they were inconvenienced, but they understood the reason. They understood the reason.
I am
We
totally-
understand the inconvenience.
That's what the police do. The police guilty. The police guilty. The police guilty. The police guilty. Are you guilty, man? Are you doing this, man? Are you doing this? Are you doing it? Are you fucking doing it, man? Are you doing this? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Are you doing it?